everyone. I hope everybody is fit and healthy at home. And by healthy here, I mean both your physical health and your mental health. This morning, we received this heartbreaking news of this famous Bollywood actor, Sushant Singh Rajput, committing suicide this morning. And obviously, it came as a shock to everybody because we have been constantly looking at him, and from serials to coming to Bollywood movies, it's a great jump. So nobody could have imagined him doing this, and we've always seen him this happy and this joyful that we cannot even think that he would do something like that. I think this is a very, very clear example, and it's an indication for us to actually understand how important mental health is. That person might look physically perfect, there might not be any symptom, but you really don't know what that person is thinking when that person is alone at a room. So one important thing that we need to understand here is we cannot make out by just looking at the face of the person, or by just looking at the personality of the person, or maybe by just looking at the lifestyle. We cannot really make out what that person is going through. That person might be earning crores, that person might be earning lakhs, that person is loved by so many people in India, but he still decided to do that. Why is that so? Because we have actually failed to give equal importance to our mental health. What we have been constantly focusing on is to keep our physical health, to be physically fit, to do this, to eat that, but we have constantly ignored our mental health in the process. I know this is a very, very difficult time. COVID is there. There are a lot of problems and personal troubles that keep running in our head, and we are very, very uncertain of our future. We really don't know what's going to happen. When can we go back to being normal? So we really don't know of what our future holds. So therefore, I think this is the correct period that you actually focus on your mental health. This is the correct time that we give equal importance to our mental health. And I think it's high time that we give importance and we actually talk about our mental health. What we have been constantly, this is a common conception that we have, is that people who are so much expressive, or people who are very much emotional, are weak. This is what we think. Do not show your emotions, keep your emotions to yourself. It can be a sign of weakness. People might think you're vulnerable, but actually, if you look at it, it's actually a sign of how strong you are as a person. Not everybody can come out and talk about how they feel or what they feel, so it takes a lot of courage to actually talk about what is bothering you, or how you're feeling, how you're thinking. So it's not something that can make you weak, it's something that can make you strong. So therefore, it's very, very important that you become expressive, that you actually talk about it to whoever it may be. It can just be one person in your life, it can be your parents, it can be one of your friend, or it can be a counselor. The counselor is always available to listen to you without any judgment, without any preconception. He or she is just there to listen to you without any judgments, right? So there are people in and around you to actually listen to your problems, to know what you feel, to know how you feel, right? So when we talk about suicide, the first question that comes to our head is why. But we can never get an answer to that why, because that person is not alive to answer your questions. We can only make assumptions, or we can only think of what could have gone wrong. And by that I mean, it could just be notes left behind, it could be snippets from your last conversation with that person, or it can be a change in behavior that you might have noticed maybe but ignored. So you can never get a definite answer of why that person did that, right? And this question keeps haunting the person who is left behind, right? His or her loved and dear ones. They keep thinking, and this question remains in their head forever, of why that person did that, right? So therefore, it's very, very important for us to talk, to actually express ourselves, and not just keep those emotions and thoughts to ourselves, right? So this was one thing that I wanted to focus on. And also, most people kill themselves because they think there is no solution to the problem. They cannot come out of that problem, or they might think that I have tried everything and it's not working. I think this is the best thing that I can do right now. I'm not able to take it. Like, they have reached the capacity of tolerance. Like, in today's time, I feel the problem lies in our ability to tolerate things. We have come to a stage where our tolerance level has reduced tremendously. You know, if something happens, it's like, I can't take it. What's going to happen? Oh my god! And we panic so much, right? This happened, that happened. So little instances can make us feel anxious. It can make us feel, I can't take this. I don't think I can do this. You know, all of these thoughts keep running in our head. You know, so this is one thing. And also, so for example, here I can give an example of the 9/11 case that happened in New York, in the World Trade Center. So many people jumped out of the building, and they did not jump out of the building because they wanted to commit suicide or they wanted to kill themselves. They did that with the thought of surviving. They did not, because at that point they did not have so much of time to think of what's going to happen or at which floor they are. They just thought, maybe if I jump out of it, I could survive this, right? So this is one example. And so, you know, people committing suicide, they're not, because whenever we hear about these news, we think that the person committing suicide is so selfish. That person did not even think of what's going to happen to people who they love or who loves them. You know, we kind of think that that person is so selfish. How can this person do that? You know, but we really don't know what their thoughts are. And actually, according to them, that's an act of selflessness that they're doing, because they might think that their life is a burden to others. So there are various factors, there are various thoughts that can keep them preoccupied. It could be something like, you know, I'm a burden to the rest. I think people would be better off if I die. I'm creating more problems than solving their problems. So, you know, they are actually thinking that. That's their perception. So I would like to focus on the word perception here, because these thoughts are an example of distorted thinking. This is when you need help. You might be doing things, but you could think that this is not enough. And this has been created much by social media platforms like Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, you know, because we have been constantly reading posts or looking at other people's stories or looking at other people's posts, and we might not be actually consciously thinking about it, but actually it might affect you. You might think that, you know, that person is enjoying so much, why is my life so boring? I'm working continuously, and look at that person vacationing in some place. And you know, all of those thoughts can keep running in your head. That person is so creative, this person is achieving that, this person is loved by so many people, why am I like this? You know, there could be so much of thought that can keep running in your head. So this is one thing here. And this might create thoughts like, I'm not I'm not good enough, or I might, you know, people would be better off, nobody would care if I die, like who will get affected if I die? So these thoughts keep running in their head. And so the act of committing suicide is actually not selfish from their part. They are thinking that people would be better off if I die. So they're thinking of the people rather than themselves here. So we cannot, you know, label the person as selfish. Another thing that could be a reason for these thoughts could be because, you know, we cannot live in social isolation. We need people to love us. We need people to accept us. We need people to respect us. And, you know, for some, it could be, for example, one person might just need two person or one person in their life to be by their side or to be there to listen to whatever they have to say. While for others, it could be that they need so people in all areas of their life to love them, to accept them. So, you know, it differs from person to person. Also, same situation can cause these thoughts in one person, while it may not cause such thoughts in the other person. So, right, the tolerance level is different for every individual. Every individual is different in that way. So, also there is one term that has come up. So, experts have studied, you know, they have studied suicide, and they have come up with a term called psych-ache. So it basically describes the psychological pain that people with these thoughts go through. And so when they're contemplating suicide, they feel that, you know, there's no solution. They have tried every possible way and there is no solution to their problem. It's like they're in a dark room and there's no way out. Like they cannot see of what I can do to solve my problems, right? So, you know, from one thought, 100 other thoughts come in. So you know, all these thoughts are interrelated. It's very important at this stage that we stop it, and therefore it's very important that we talk about it. We come out and tell them, okay, today is the day I'm not feeling well, I feel really low, I feel, you know, I'm not worth enough or I'm not capable enough. You need to talk, you need to let those thoughts out of your body, you need to let those thoughts out of your mind. And there should be someone who should listen to you. That's our thought, right? I just want someone to listen to me, someone to understand me. So there's always this person, whether it be your friend, whether it be your colleague, whether it be your parent, whether it be a counselor, whether it be any mental health practitioner. So there are people who can help you with these thoughts, and it's just important to acknowledge those thoughts, like I'm feeling this and I think I need help with that, right? So this is a very important topic, and I just want to, the purpose of today's video was only to let people feel that, you know, they're not alone in this, and there are problems, but problems cannot be above us, right? They are temporary, and there's always a solution, there's always a choice that you can make to come out of it, to actually think positive, or you know, to be optimistic about things, that you know, things are going to be fine, my situation is temporary right now and it will improve and I will come out of it strong, right? And expressing yourselves and being emotional is not a sign of weakness. It means how strong you are to actually talk about it. Not everybody can do that, right? So I think it's high time that we focus on our mental health, and I hope everybody is safe and they kind of will be willing to talk about it more. And yeah, so stay safe. Thank you.